Have you ever noticed that the strongest people often say the least? They sit quietly in the corner, not seeking attention, not chasing approval, but when they move, the world watches. When they speak, rarely, it carries weight. Why is that? Because some truths, some battles, and some intentions are too sacred to expose. In fact, the most powerful aspects of your life are the ones you guard in silence. We live in a world that demands confession. Social media urges us to open up, to be vulnerable, to share our journey. And while there's a place for connection, there's also a profound wisdom in restraint. Not everything needs to be explained. Not every scar needs an audience. Not every dream needs applause. The ancient Stoics knew this. They believed that certain things in life lose their essence the moment they are spoken aloud. Like a flame exposed to wind, it flickers, then dies. When your inner life is laid bare for all to see, it can become distorted, misunderstood, or worse, weaponized. So what are these things you should never share? Stoicism offers 6 guarded truths, and the first 3 are secrets that form the foundation of a mind that cannot be shaken, a mind that remains stable through chaos, anchored through storms. Let's begin with the first. 1. The silent battle you must keep to yourself. Yes, pain is a teacher, but not all lessons should be made public. It's tempting, isn't it? To vent when the pressure builds. To tell someone how much you're hurting, how unfair life has been. You think it might help. You think it might heal. And sometimes it does, but only when the listener is worthy. The truth is, most people are not. Some will nod as you share your story, pretending to care, but beneath their polite expression lies a different emotion. Satisfaction. Quiet glee that you are weaker than they thought. Others may use your vulnerability as ammunition, subtle jabs, betrayed trust, twisted tales whispered behind your back. Stoics understood this cruel paradox. Epictetus once said, when someone is properly grounded in life, they should not have to look outside themselves for approval. That quote holds the key. You don't need to bleed in public to prove you're alive. When you expose your wounds to people who haven't earned the right to see them, you're not being brave. You're handing them a weapon. You're giving them something sacred and hoping they won't destroy it. Your pain, your inner battles, your darkest nights, these are not for casual consumption. They are private teachers. Let them instruct you, not define you. Do not confuse silence with suppression. This isn't about hiding your truth, it's about honoring it. Scars aren't shameful, they're sacred. But they are yours, not the world's. And here's the most powerful shift. Instead of showing people your struggle, show them your strength. You got through the fire? Good. Let them see the steel, not the burn marks. You walked through darkness? Then become light. Don't recount the journey in every detail. Embody the transformation. Your past doesn't need to be explained. It needs to be lived through your presence. So yes, talk, but be wise. Some people deserve to know your story. Most do not. Choose silence as your armor. 2. The blueprint you should never reveal too soon. You know the feeling. You get excited about a dream, a new project, a goal, a change. Your heart beats faster. Your mind starts racing. You can almost see it coming to life. And before it even begins, you tell someone. It feels innocent, harmless, even exciting. But then, it fizzles. You lose momentum, or worse, they mock it, or discourage you, or subtly shift the way you see it. Why? Because speaking your plans too early weakens them. This isn't superstition, it's psychology. When you verbalize a goal, your brain releases dopamine, the same reward chemical it gives you when you actually achieve it. So the more you talk, the less you act, the more applause you get in advance, the less hunger you feel to earn the real thing. But Stoicism goes deeper than that. It's not just about discipline, it's about strategy. A great warrior doesn't walk into battle announcing his every move. He moves in silence, strikes with precision, and reveals nothing until it's too late for his enemies to counter. Likewise, a wise leader doesn't brag about the battles he'll win. He studies the terrain. He builds his army. He prepares in silence. The same applies to you. Your dreams are your battlefield. And the moment you announce them, you open the door for interference, doubt, envy, sabotage. Sometimes it's not even intentional. But people's doubts plant seeds in your mind. Their fear becomes yours. Worse, some people smile to your face while hoping you fail. And when you tell them your plans, you're giving them a front row seat and a chance to sabotage it before it even starts. Protect your dreams like blueprints in a vault. Guard them with intention. Let your results speak, not your promises. You owe no one an explanation for why you're working late, why you're training harder, why you've withdrawn a little. The right people will see it when it's done. Until then, move in silence, build in the shadows, emerge with power. Because there's nothing more satisfying than the look on someone's face when they realize you've already won, and they had no idea you were even playing the game. 3. Your true philosophy. Let it be lived, not explained. There is a voice inside you. It doesn't shout, it doesn't demand the spotlight, but it guides your every step, your decisions, your priorities, your way of living. That voice is your philosophy, your belief system, your inner code. And according to Stoic wisdom, this is something you should never feel compelled to explain. Why? Because most people are not ready to understand it. Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic emperor, once wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." And that's exactly what true philosophy demands. Embodiment over explanation. You see, when you try to articulate your personal principles to those who do not live with the same level of depth, detachment, or discipline, you invite misunderstanding. They may hear your words, but they won't feel your life. They might interpret your self-discipline as self-denial, your emotional control as coldness, your detachment from chaos as arrogance. Not because they are bad people, but because they haven't yet reached the place you're standing in. They haven't walked your path, tasted your lessons, or wrestled with your truths. And when someone doesn't understand something, what do they often do? They mock it, distort it, or dismiss it. You explain why you wake up at 5 a.m. to meditate, and they roll their eyes. You speak about rejecting shallow pleasures for deeper peace, and they call you boring. You mention that you no longer chase status, money, or applause, and they say you've given up. But here's the Stoic truth. You owe no one a justification for your way of life. Your beliefs don't need defending. Your code doesn't need applause. Your discipline doesn't need validation. It simply needs to be lived. Let your actions speak. Let your consistency be the evidence. Let your presence be the quiet proof that your philosophy is not just words, it's your very being. A person who lives aligned with their values doesn't have to prove them. They radiate them, and those who are truly ready, those who have done the inner work, will recognize it. Even if you never say a word, you don't have to teach by talking. You teach by being, like a candle that lights a room without asking for attention, or a river that carves mountains in silence. So instead of trying to convert others to your path, walk it fully. Those meant to walk beside you will find you. 4. The quiet goodness that needs no applause. Now, let's talk about something that seems harmless, even admirable, but can easily become corrupted if not carefully protected: your acts of kindness. We're taught to be good, to help, to give, but somewhere along the way, goodness became performance, kindness became currency. We started doing good not just to help, but to be seen helping. We post our charity, we record our giving, we boast about how we sacrificed time or money to make someone's day better. And the Stoics? They saw right through it. Marcus Aurelius, always blunt in his wisdom, advised, "A man should be upright, not be kept upright." In other words, your goodness should come from within, not from the applause of others. If you need to be seen doing good in order to feel good, it's no longer virtue, it's vanity. And vanity, my friend, is loud. Virtue? It's quiet. Here's a question worth asking. If no one ever knew what you gave, what you sacrificed, or what you did for others, would you still do it? Because true kindness doesn't seek witnesses. It doesn't require thank yous. It doesn't chase admiration. It simply is. Like the sun warming your skin, it asks for nothing in return. Like the roots of a tree feeding the earth, never demanding to be praised. When you do good for recognition, you cheapen the act. You turn something sacred into a transaction. I'll help you, so long as others know I did. But the moment you expect credit, it stops being kindness. It becomes ego. And ego is loud. It wants to be noticed. It needs to be fed. But the Stoic path is different. It teaches that your reward for doing good is the doing itself. Not the spotlight, not the thanks, not the story you'll later tell. Just the act. So how do you practice this kind of selfless virtue? You help without documenting. You give without expectation. You support without seeking return. And if someone does see your kindness, let it inspire them. But don't let their recognition become your fuel. Because here's the quiet truth. The more invisible your goodness is, the more powerful it becomes. It's not easy. We're wired to want acknowledgement. But the Stoic reminds us, the best things you'll ever do will never be known. And that's exactly what makes them pure. So be upright, not because others are watching, but because it's who you are. Be kind, not because the world will praise you, but because you refuse to be anything else. Let your integrity be like a lighthouse in a storm, unwavering, unshaken, and bright, whether anyone sees it or not. A gentle transition. We've now uncovered 4 of the 6 Stoic secrets, each pointing to the same truth: that real power is quiet. It is stable. It is not desperate to be seen. So far, we've learned not to speak of 1. The silent battles that shape you. 2. The unspoken blueprints that drive you. 3. The personal philosophy that guides you. 4. The quiet goodness that asks for no reward. But 2 more secrets remain, perhaps the most misunderstood of all. One involves something most people confuse with weakness. The other involves something we all long for, but misuse when spoken of too freely. Let's continue to the final 2 Stoic secrets. Sometimes, the most profound strength is shown in what you choose not to share. In the previous section, we explored the silence behind the first 4 secrets, the quiet strength of living by your philosophy, the kindness that seeks no validation, and the discipline of restrained speech. Now, we move on to the final Stoic secrets, where real power is forged through inner battles and ambitions carefully nurtured in silence. 5. your fears and weaknesses, do not broadcast them. There is great strength in self-restraint, and nothing weakens your position faster than revealing your vulnerabilities. When you openly display your insecurities, your fears, your doubts, you unknowingly hand others the weapons to use against you. Every moment of hesitation you admit, every failure you confess, becomes a tool that can be used to question your strength. Sometimes, people don't even realize they're doing it, but the moment they sense your guard is down, they begin to push further. Seneca warned, "He who fears death will never do anything worthy of a living man." In other words, once fear is spoken, it begins to control you. Imagine your anxieties as whispers echoing through a room. At first, they're faint, but if you keep voicing them, they grow louder, until others begin to hear only the echo of your fear. Soon, you're no longer seen as the sum of your strength, but as the sum of your doubts. True strength doesn't announce its fears. It meets hardship in silence. It conquers quietly, and when it emerges victorious, it does so without ever needing to show the wounds. So how does a Stoic handle fear and weakness? By acknowledging them inwardly, but not displaying them outwardly. You train your mind to face the battles without announcing them. Let your results reveal the victory, not your confessions revealing the fight. Your mind is a fortress. Don't hand anyone the blueprint. Confront your shadows in solitude. Master them in silence. Then, when you've won, let the outcome speak, not the struggle. Let no one sense the storms raging within. Let them only see the calm after your triumph. 6. Your long-term ambitions, conceal them until they're real. And now we come to the 6th and final Stoic secret. Do not reveal your deepest ambitions before they've matured. The Stoics believed that long-term plans are like seeds, rich with potential, but fragile before they take root. If revealed too early, they become vulnerable. They invite opinions, judgment, skepticism, even sabotage. Seneca once again reminds us, a wise man is content with his own approval. When you declare your dreams too soon, you open the door to others' opinions. You let their doubts cloud your focus. Even well-meaning people may offer ideas, feedback, or warnings that distract you from your mission. Some will smile, others will nod, but many will feel entitled to shape your journey with their own fears or expectations. So what should you do instead? Keep your vision sacred. Protect it. Let criticism come only after the war has been fought. Let the final result speak louder than any premature promise. Let your actions be the announcement. Let your success be the statement. Let your impact be the noise, not your ambition. In a world that constantly seeks attention, the most powerful move is to remain unseen until you can no longer be ignored. Putting it all together, the unspoken 6 Stoic secrets. Here's what you've learned so far. 1. Your silent battle. Inner struggles preserve your strength, don't expose them. 2. Your hidden blueprint. Ideas revealed too soon collapse under pressure. 3. Your living philosophy. Embody your beliefs. Don't preach them. 4. Your quiet kindness. Do good without expecting praise. 5. Your concealed fears and failures. Don't hand your weakness to others. 6. Your long-term ambitions. Keep them private until they're real. These are more than ideas. They're lines drawn between talking and becoming. In a world obsessed with oversharing, the strongest minds speak the least. The most grounded individuals seek no applause, no validation, no audience. Your struggles are your lessons, your ambition, your weapon, your philosophy, your foundation. Protect them, guard them, live them, You don't need to explain your story, live it. Those who need to feel it will feel it in your presence.